Thokozani bogogo nomkhulu isalwa sendoda lesugogo Bathini Mbatha umafula kuvala emzilami amadoda number 1 locksmith engineer yomsamo technician yedlozi. Guys, today we are talking about toxic mothers. There's nothing as painful as having a mother that is toxic. A mother that is no-go area. A mother who thinks that she's always right and it's only her opinions that matters, and it's about how she feels about a particular thing. This was a request video from one of the subscribers of Gogo Bathini Mbatha TV to say, Gogo, please talk about these mothers who are so toxic, so toxic. And I will group those mothers with mother-in-laws who will do what it takes to see the marriages of their children going down the drain, because they want to be in charge of their sons, even if their sons and daughters, they are old enough to make choices for themselves, to make decisions for themselves. They just don't want to see their things working out without their approval. So it's either she approves it or it will never happen. If it does happen, sizobona ukuthi uzophelelaphi. It's so painful when somebody plays you a VN that his mother sent it. His own blood mother sent it. You'll be shocked how the mother is insulting the wife of this guy. You'll be shocked. Guys, I don't care whether she has a fact, but for the fact that she goes to an extent of insulting the son and the daughter-in-law, that alone, it's a no. I always advise people to say, you don't have to choose between your mother and your wife. They both play an important role in your life. You can't compare the two. Your mother gave birth to you. You love your mother, but your mother will remain your mother. And your wife must be protected from your mother if you can really see what your mother is toxic. This is a very complex video, if I may put it that way, because these mothers, they go to such an extent of using muti for their sons, for their daughters to love them. I know it's common for the guys to have those mothers who will do what it takes for them not to do anything for their families, but to take care of the mother, and the sisters who have a line of kids with different fathers that they are expecting obhuti will take care of ingane, abashana babo, lezi ingane imilanjwana pho bazokondla ubani. We have such. But let's start with the mothers that don't want their daughters. I'm dealing with a case now whereby a guy's fiance, when she is with the guy, she gets sick, and even the network get lost. She gets sick to such an extent that the network get lost. What kind of a mother that can do that? There are guys who are saying, Gogo, I'm paying for rent, I'm paying for cars. I'm paying a bond or a rent, I'm paying for cars, I'm buying a grocery. We are both working, What does she do with the mother? I don't know, except the fact that at her home, they are living comfortable. The brother is not working. The brother-in-law is not working. The sisters are not working. She's the one who's taking care of that household. But we are 100% married. What can I do? We have such. And I've done a video similar to this one. But it seems like I've checked the rates in terms of the viewers and everything. Many people, they are not open to listen to such truth about the toxic mothers, the toxic mother-in-laws. And most of the time, it's the mother part that plays that role, or they become devils, most of them. There are very few mother-in-laws who will say, my son, now you are married. I will appreciate anything that you and your wife, which is now my daughter, gives me. That's it. My daughter, you are now married. It's your responsibility now as a wife to do the duties into your family, into your new family. Don't forget us, but we'll appreciate whatever that you give us. But nevertheless, we wish you all the best. Very few mothers who can do that. You know, sometimes you'll joke with ladies. We're sitting with ladies, you joke and say, what if, and then you hear them, no, I mean, I'll never choose a child, a partner or career and everything. I want my child to be independent. And say, okay, what would you do if your son comes with your friend and say, ma, I love her? I love her, it will never happen. You see? So they have limits. Their openness, it has limits. You can do whatever, but this one and this one and this one, you cannot do. But we're not talking about age and whatever. We're just talking about toxic mothers. These are the mothers that comes to us as traditional healers and lie. Ati no, Gogo, angizange uzohlola, indoda yami iyangihlupha. Yeah, my man doesn't come home. He does this, he does this. And you will give her things to use so that the man respects her, the man listens to her as a wife, the man does his duties to the household as a husband and everything, only to find out they're taking lelo dliso lelo uyodlisa indodana yakhe. That's why you find these guys who are so obsessed with their mothers. The only difference that is that they just don't sleep with their parents, their mothers. But other than that, they love their mothers to bits. Actually, you as a wife or as a girlfriend or as a fiancé, you are nothing. And that mother will even tell you, for as long as I'm still alive, if I can be dead tomorrow, I don't want that child. And these mothers are the ones, if you bring a wife that is open-minded, that knows her value, that understands, that cannot appreciate being ill-treated, that cannot take shit. Abamfundo makoti. And at that time, you are happy to have somebody that will challenge you as a man, who will guide you, who will tell you to say, no, baby, I don't think it's worth it. Let's rather do this. No, baby, I think that is waste of money. I can live with the microwave that we have until we bonus. For now, let's take that money for the microwave and rather let's pay for your daughter's fees for next year. Let's say you got into a marriage and you have a daughter outside marriage before you got together. You know, you need such wives. We need such wives, open-minded wives, not yebo baba. Yebo baba. Yebo mthiyo. Kulungile manyos. I'm changing this. I'm not going to do that anymore. You don't need such yebo baba kind of a wife. You need a wife that will be able to assist you to build a future, not for you only, even the future for your children, so that your children, they don't start from the bottom as we have started, most of us. But because of the toxic mothers that will go to the healer to get the muti and come and give it to their own daughters. Or to their daughters, they mustn't work for their families. They must work for you as a mother. But the painful part, they can only do that to a son or a daughter that has a financial freedom. They will never do it to ubathini nje ompunga oyinyanga njena. No, they will never do that to such a person. They want the ones that are successful, that are working. That's why we find in other families, umuntu oshisa impepho is the one who has money, is the one who's working. Even the mothers, some of the mothers, they operate that way. Yes, we need to be clear of this, guys. It's not all the mothers that are evil or mothers that are toxic. We are talking about that majority of mothers that are toxic. We do have such parents. Let's face it. And we do have mothers who wants nothing to do with us. Mothers that hate their own children for no reason. Mhlamba ningizwa. Bakuzondela into ongayenzanga, ayikho into oyenzile engenza ukuthi bakuzonde. Ha hona lebaka le etsang gore ba o tlhoye the way ba o tlhoileng ka teng. Ba tlhoye wena, ba tlhoye bana ba hao, ba tlhoye msadi wa hao or monna wa hao, ba tlhoye anything that has to do with you. Ha ba o batle. And you ask yourself, ukuthi, is this really my mother? Is this really my mother who can bring me so down? Mothers that will buy airtime to phone each and every person that cares to listen to them, to say, my daughter is no longer taking care of me. My son is no longer taking care of me. I don't know when last did I see my son. He does nothing for me. While she's sitting on front of TV, watching the TV that is paid by you, watching a satellite TV that's paid by you, a screen that was bought by you, a couch that you bought it for her, a phone that you bought it. Maybe sometimes that phone is even, you took it on credit, you're still paying for that phone, but those are the equipments that they are using to bring you down. They will go to such an extent of going to the healer to make sure that your marriage is not successful. You'll be surprised that there's no peace at home. You fight with your wife, you fight with your husband, you don't know what is happening. Your mother is out there to bring you down, and she's doing what it takes. Sometimes you are even maintaining her every month. She will use your money to bring you down while she's telling people that you are not taking care of her. We're talking about toxic mothers, evil mothers. We started with mothers that will make you to love them. The question is, do they love you? No, they don't love you. They are using you because of you have money. And if you survive not to be catched, not to be trapped on whatever, or to be captured, to be traditionally captured, then they hate you. We are loyal. When you are lawyer, when nasesontweni abakufuni, ayikho indaba bakufuna kuya lawyer. Nomfazi wakho wena, nomfazi wakho niya lawyer, wena ndoda yakho niya lawyer, leba lawyer. Why? Because of they can't achieve what they wanted to achieve. You are beating them in their own game. Now she goes around telling people, no, that one is using Moti. I don't like her. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't like him. Others, they even hide behind the church uniform with a big smile on church. They are the lead singers in church. Oh mama, abazwayo makunywa ngomama, uphethe omama esontweni. But inhliziyo yakhe ikhuni. She has a heart of the stone. A very, 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 very hard stone. But to claim, oh Jesus, amen. When the pastor is praying, she's the first one to raise her hand. Oh yes, amen. knowing very well that on Saturday she was at Gogo Bathini Mbatha's place to get muti. She lied ukuthi she's getting that muti for the husband who's not taking care of her family, only to find out she was taking the muti for herself. Yes, there is muti that will make a man, to settle down, to listen and everything. That muti was designed for that, to build families. But there are mothers that are using the same muti, same idliso, enganeni zabo, ukuthi zinganaki imindeni yabo. Ayikho into ebuhlungu njengokuthola ingane. I've done a video. I think the example was a child who doesn't have means to go to the varsity, but the father is taking care of the sister's children. He's taking care of the sisters. He's taking care of the mom. But his own children are struggling. Yes, sisenyangeni yeMbokodo, August. It's Women's Month. However, we need to tell the truth. That as mothers, as we are sitting out there, we need to ask ourselves, what kind of a mother am I? If you're not a mother as yet, you must ask yourself, I need to treat somebody's daughter the same way I would love to be treated. Not the same way as you were treated. The same way you would have loved to be treated. And ufunge ukuthi I will never go to a traditional healer to bring my son down. If my son finds it okay not to take care of me just for the fact that he's married, it's okay. My son doesn't owe me anything. Oh, that is a part that these mothers don't understand. Our children don't owe us anything. Our mothers, we don't owe our parents anything. We are here because of the decision they've made, or they want to have children. And they should take care of us until we are old enough to take care of ourselves. Gogo, are you saying my mother must suffer because I'm married? No, I'm not saying that. It shouldn't happen that way. But you need to sit down and say, my mother cannot sleep without food just because of I'm saying I don't owe her. It's your responsibility as well to make sure that your mom is okay. Yes, there are mothers that they will retire, they will take their money, they will put it in Mapanoi, they will take their money, they will put it with Ama Benten and whatever. That's a totally different case. I'm talking about the mother who doesn't have means of any income. That mother cannot suffer while you are able to take care of them. Your brothers, your sisters cannot suffer if you are able to take care of them, but it's not your responsibility. You cannot go home, you cannot put them in a budget to say, abashana ngizobanika imali engaka every month abantwana bakadadewethu in. No, it's not your responsibility. It's not. But I'm not talking about maintaining. There is a video that is coming that is going to be talking about maintaining your siblings. The danger of maintaining your siblings who don't want to do anything, because that comes with so much spoiled vibes. But today we're talking about toxic mother-in-laws, toxic mothers. What kind of a mother are you? Are you happy to see somebody's daughter struggling? Because I don't understand this logic of these toxic mothers. You don't want your son to be happy with somebody's daughter, but you want your daughters to be married. They will take other mothers, they will take their daughter to a healer. She wants to make sure the son works for her. And she tells the same healer to say, Nomtanami pedangolum so that she can also be married and be happy. But you are there. I mean, guys, no, man. Guys, I don't know whether Nami says there's a some room in my head that doesn't have electricity, maybe, or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old or something. Maybe I'm starting to be crazy. I wonder sometimes if my medulla is still working fine. But sometimes I'll think of these mothers, because I experience that almost every day. What a confusion. You want your daughter to be happy, but somebody's daughter, you don't want that somebody's daughter to be happy. We can't live like that. And you can't always blame healers to say, why do they give Muti for this? No, it's our responsibility to give a client what they want. It's our responsibility. But we're not there. For now, we're saying, be careful about mothers who wants to see you suffer. Others, they just pray about it. They don't using muti, but their prayers is so they're so spiritually a good prayer to such an extent which whatever they're praying for, it will happen. Another painful part, it's when your parent hates you so much that they don't care if you slept with an empty stomach or what. They don't care whether you're still alive or what. But they wouldn't do that if you had money. There are very few people who are being hated with their money. If you have money, you penetrate very, very hard hearts. You always find a place in your mother's heart, even if she hated you just yesterday when you were broke and broken. But today, oh, my son this, my son this, my son this, my son that. I was invited to Intlambulu. And the person who invited me is a younger son of the family. When I got there, I've realized that there's an elder brother whom they are not considering him as an elder brother because of he drinks alcohol and because of he's unemployed and because of he doesn't have a wife. Those were the reasons that they told me. Gogo Bathini, did you continue with that? I said, I'm telling you now, I didn't. I didn't. Because I found it disrespectful. Angikwazi ukushisa impepho ekhaya umfowethu omdala ekhona. Kwami ngayishisa impepho. Ekhaya ngikwazi ukushisa impepho ngimncane kunabanewethu abadala ekhaya abangashisa impepho. Even if my brother is working or not working, it's irrelevant. And my mom cannot. My mom will be hating me to bits if she can tell me to say, wena shisa impepho because you are better than usbani bani. It can't happen. I won't allow that. Because that will be poison to me. I teach my children at a very young age to say, you cannot call your elder brother by name, Uputi. And it stays there. I'm not negotiating that, Uputi. It ends there. It's not negotiable to say, but no, we are more or less the same age. No, Uputi. You don't call him by his name. Even if Uputi wakhe of my younger son is not working, my son cannot, there are things that my son cannot do, my younger son cannot do because of the elder brother. Is his responsibility to do that. It's irrelevant, to me, it's irrelevant whether the mother favors the younger one or the older one. There are things that, there's a protocol of things that should happen this way. So that we don't find ourselves sitting and being controlled by a young child who's been influenced by his mother. The next day, the mother is no longer there. Then what's going to happen? Because others say, Mama, so what? You can't do that. As we are about to wrap up the Women's Month, we need women who will do self-introspection. We need Imbogoto who will do conferences to talk about these issues, because these are tiny issues, but they destroy many families. There are families that have divorced, that they've killed each other, that they're going out in and out in courts because of the in-laws, and who in-laws it's the mother-in-law who's damaging that particular family in the name of umntanami. Then you find the woman abango auntie, imali kabhuti, umuzi kabhuti, imoto kabhuti. You die as a man and then your wife doesn't get peace. There are women, old women who are old enough to supposed to be having their own families. They're supposed to be grandparents of their grandchildren somewhere far away from your widow. But you find them going after your wife after you have died, claiming things. Imoto kabhuti, amateksi kabhuti, ini kabhuti, ubhuti was work hard. When you came to this marriage, you found Bhuti being ready. Ubhuti achieved these things. It was he irritated these things from the father and everything. Amafa in all the rubbish they can think of, in the name of money. Would you allow? How would you feel if your own daughter has to come to you and say, "Ma, now they're saying I was not there when my husband achieved these things, so I must give them back to them just because of my husband has died." They were not there when he was sick. They didn't even come. I called them, I did this. And how do you feel? How would you feel? And they go and use us as victims. They come to us as healers. Bona they are victims. When you have a sugar, we are starting to make sizes funan and everything. Tina so gaba vele. So palace is ube strong and everything. Can't they are fighting somebody who's just being honest, who just lost her loved one. They don't even think about abantwana bakabhuti ukuthi bazodlani if ever they want to take everything kabhuti. Ubhuti unabantwana bazodlani abantwana bakabhuti. In the name of what? In the name of money. We can't continue to have toxic women in our society. We can't. We can't. We can't. We need women who do self-introspection and to ask themselves, why will I go to the healer to destroy somebody's life? Because if you're going to the healer, imagine if somebody has to go to the healer to destroy the marriage of your daughter with your son-in-law. How would you feel? Why do you hate your children so much? Why do you divide your children according to how they behave and everything? I said to this other guy, yo, my mom hates me. I don't know what to do. And you know what? You must go in at home, pretend to be very happy, and look at the fridge and say, Ma, in no time I'm going to be changing this fridge. I've got a job. Wow, I can't wait. I can't wait. Because you know what happened? He was supposed to go and get help. He came to me for help. But whatever he needed, I'm not equipped to help him on that division. There's somebody that specializes with that. So I cannot tell that person to say, do it for him. He doesn't have money. So that person, he said he wants 2,500. Then he came to me. I said, go home, just act happy. Even your brother, your younger brother, when it comes to work, he must find you happy and tell him to say, my brother, God has answered my prayers. I got job. I'm going to sign next week. I just need to get money to sort out small things. I'm going to borrow money from Usman Bano Mashonesa, just 3,000 rand just to go and fish up a few things. But I've already signed. But I've lied about something that I need to get. What? You'll see. You'll get that money. And he got that money. Then he went there, he got helped. And luckily, he did get a job for a year. But if he didn't get a job, I'm sure that mother was going to kill him. I'm definitely sure. So we can't live like that. We can't. Mothers, stop using muti against your children, against your children-in-laws. It is not right. It is not right. If you find yourself in the midst of those problems, please get help. don't sit down and you can see a man, you used to love this husband. This husband of yours. You used to love this wife of yours. Suddenly things are falling apart. Please go get help. There are people who are gifted, as I am, that you can just bring a shirt or anything and say, can you reunite me with the spirit of this guy, of the owner of this shirt, whatever that you are holding. It's possible. You can get help. Don't let it go. Don't give up as yet. There are mothers, there are sisters, there are siblings that would do that. It's not only mothers. Sometimes it's siblings who don't want to see you happy. Sometimes it's friends who don't want to see you happy. Sometimes it's colleagues from work. They are not happy for the fact that you are married. They are not happy for the fact that you have a wife that loves you. They are not happy because of you have a wife that loves you. You have a husband that loves you. You have a son that loves you. You have a daughter-in-law that loves you. The daughter-in-law that appreciates you as a mother of her husband. There are many things that can happen for marriages to fail. All I'm saying, don't let it go. Sometimes marriages fail because we talk too much. Sometimes marriages fail because we are too stubborn. Sometimes marriages fails because of what I've started talking about, toxic mothers. Sometimes families, they fail, marriages, they fail because of we don't want to do self-introspection to say, what do I want in this marriage? What are the end results would I like to see myself in? Don't allow external forces, motive, peer pressure, pride, money to destroy your marriage. You need to fight, because marriage on its own, it's a blessing from ancestors. When you get married as a man, you get blessed by the entire ancestors, because you are also contributing in extending that particular or your family. You are bringing somebody who will have a house kuthiwa kule yandlu lena yindlu kamasibani bani. That masibani bani is not using the surname la ekhaya, bambiza ngesibongo sakubo ngoba igama abambiza ikuyigama lakhe la ekhaya. Yindlu kamasibani bani, yindlu ugogo masibani bani. So if you're getting married as a man, you must know ukuthi you get blessed by ancestors, your ancestors, and the ancestors from your wife's family who are saying, thank you for seeing a beautiful flower in the midst of our garden that we felt, no, it's no longer in good condition. But you saw a flower in a child of ours who maybe has lost hope by the time you met her. Thank you so much. Then they bless you as well. Pray, phahla, use the book of yellow and blue. Get your copy and use these things that I advise you with. Ungakwazi ukuyuza yellow and blue candle for 7 days, praying for your family, praying for the toxic mother-in-laws, toxic sisters-in-laws, toxic sisters, to say, I want people to stay away from my family. I love this wife. I love this husband. I'm committed to this wife. I'm committed to this husband. The fact that I have a child with Usbani Bani doesn't make that Sbani Bani, doesn't make my ex to be better than my wife. I've decided to leave my ex and to get married to my wife for my personal reasons that my family will never understand. I pray for that muti that they went to collect Gogo Bathini Mbatha not to work in destroying my family. But I pray for that muti to work if that muti is going to make my family to be strong. this pocket-sized book can help you. Ukuphahla ngo-yellow and blue candle will assist you. If you don't have money, even if you have money, you don't have time to travel or whatever, you can go down on your knees and talk to your candles. However, you need to do action. Don't rely on one source of strength. You take an action, you go and consult, and you get to protect yourself and your family. Gogo Bathini Mbatha TV, u-Auntie Usha, number 1 locksmith. Thokozani.